Hey you guys, welcome back to Alleyways.
Or if it's your first time here,
welcome. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. And if you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe and turn on post notifications so you know when I have new content. I don't think I've ever been more excited to make a video because you guys have met Meredith and Evangeline on the vlog already, but you haven't met Courtney, my older sister, Evangeline's beautiful mom, and also a Disney expert. We're trying to get Courtney to start her own channel because she knows so much about the parks. Her and her husband were annual pass holders. They are Platinum Castaway members.
She's been going since she was like, when's the first time you went?
When I went to Disney World, first time I went to Disney World was when I was 4 years old.
So she's been going for...
How many times have you been, do you think?
That I don't know.
Yeah.
I could probably count it up by the resorts that we've stayed at because we try and stay at a different resort each time.
A bunch.
But we're ready to take Evangeline to Disney.
Yeah, she's ready to go.
Yeah. And Courtney also makes really cute Disney merchandise.
She has a shirt on right now.
Yes, and I did link to her store in one of my past videos. I love this shirt. This is the Madame Leota shirt that she made.
We'll put close-ups in right now.
Yeah, we'll put close-ups in of the shirt, and then we will also link to her store down below so you guys can go check out that merch and see if you can find something that you like whenever she's so excited for whenever quarantine is over. Okay, so this I know is a long intro, but we all got together and we are going to rank our top 10 Disney villains for today's video. You guys ready?
Yes!
I am so ready to see who you guys picked. Evangeline, are you ready?
She's super ready. She's super excited about it.
All right, let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna start with number 10 and work our way up to number 1, and Meredith is gonna kick things off, then Court, then me.
Okay, so my first one is Cruella de Vil. The reason I put her as number 10 is because I don't feel like she has as many like funny lines, you know? I think what makes a villain likable is that they're funny. But I do like the song Cruella de Vil, and I think that movie's just good all around.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Yep, good pick. Okay, my number 10 is Madame Mim, and it's because a few things. One, I think she's hilarious.
She's hilarious.
I love her song where she's praising herself. I think it's just super funny.
It is.
And then like a lot of the Disney villains, I really like her petulance, where she's like, oh, I hate it, that's not fair. And I think it's like super funny how she throws a hissy fit, but then she's obviously pretty actually good at doing magic.
Yeah, she is really good at doing magic.
She's got skills, but then she's also has this really kind of petulant, childlike, pouty side. So I think she's a fun villain.
Yeah. Do you know why I like Madame Mim? She's not on my list, but Evangeline is why I like Madame Mim because she has a move that I call the Madame Mim where she takes two sides of your hair and pulls it like this out to each side like Madame Mim when she pulls her pigtails and disappears. So that's one of her specialty moves that she's learned, and that's why I make Madame Mim.
Yeah.
Really good choice. I totally blanked on her. I put Cruella de Vil as my number 10.
Okay.
And the reason is I love the way that she's animated. I think that they made her look very evil. She's like just very evil looking. I think we all know somebody kind of like her, an older lady who's very villainous. I love, who was the actress that voiced Cruella?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. We should have looked it up before we started.
We should have, but that's a great voice actor. And I actually recently, I've been listening to
She's got a great cackle.
She has a great cackle. And I was recently listening to a new podcast called Stars on Suspense, which was a weekly radio show from the 50s to the mid 60s, and she was a regular guest on the show.
Oh,
yeah.
Fun.
And an episode.
Fun to hear her voice non-Cruella de Vil.
Yeah, and I think that she was playing opposite, I believe it was Cary Grant, and she was amazing. But I do love Cruella, and I love the song. So that's number 10. Good choices.
Okay, I can't wait to hear your other.
Okay,
number 9, Dr. Facilier.
Oh man, okay.
Yeah, I think his song
number 9.
I know. But when you see my number 1, you'll be like, oh, I didn't think of that.
Okay, let's
You
hear
did
your
Dr.
reasons.
Facilier dirty.
Well, first of all, I think that he's extra mean, so that's why I didn't put him higher on my list. But I do like his song, and I like the overall animation in Princess and the Frog.
Oh, yes.
And I do like the voodoo. So
I like
think
that there's a little bit of his gut showing.
Yeah, always. yeah. Always.
You mean his abs?
The way that they animated him though, like he's very lean, but he does have a little bit of a
He's got a little bit of a belly.
Yeah, maybe he's been eating beignets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Resist that.
Good choice, deserving to be on the list, but
Okay.
definitely higher.
Yeah, I was like, whatever.
What's your number 9?
My Scar because obviously he's really villainous. I like his villain song also. You know, he's basically, he does a whole song singing about how he's going to murder his brother and nephew. So that's
slaps.
pretty villainous.
He made it good.
And
But at
Jeremy
the
Irons.
same, oh, Jeremy Irons is incredible. That's also, you know, you can't not have Scar on your list because
Yeah.
Jeremy
Yeah.
Irons is such a good voice actor, and he really
Yeah.
like gave it that extra sinisterness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
And-
somebody like Vincent Price who I wonder when that voice developed that it's like you just naturally have a villainous voice.
I know, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. But I love Scar because he's evil, but he's also very charismatic because he gets all the hyenas all hyped up, and
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
funny.
Charismatic
because
is a good adjective to describe him.
Yeah.
he is.
He
Yeah,
is
definitely.
charismatic.
And I like too. He hypes all the hyenas and gets them on his side.
Yeah.
And so that
Yes.
song really accomplishes a lot. Actually,
It
It
does.
does. It like starts a movement. Okay, number 9 for me is Captain Hook. And I put Captain Hook on my list because I love Peter Pan, and mainly because I love his actions with Mr. Smee, and when he screams Mr. Smee's name,
Yes.
it's like what I do when I get mad. I'm like, Smee! If he does something that frustrates me. I love his animation, and I love how he manipulates Tinkerbell into
yeah.
giving me the information.
Yep.
His singing, I mean, he's just a classic, and he's one of the
wily.
characters that I always, there's not a ton of characters I would like to stop and get a picture with now, as we're older, but Smee and Captain Hook, I will always want to stop and take a picture
Yeah.
with. I love
Captain.
them. Captain.
Okay, my number 8, is that right?
Yeah.
Is Maleficent.
I am so
Maleficent that way. Okay. I'm willing to
Okay.
hear this out.
I'm telling you, when you see my top 3, you'll be like, oh.
I get it.
Yeah, okay, but I know this sounds weird because she has horns, but I do think Maleficent is really pretty.
Yes.
Yeah, no, she's very beautiful.
Yeah.
Facial structure on 10.
Yeah, and I like her voice.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I love when she turns into a dragon.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
she has
some serious magic.
She has like actual, it seems like powers more than just like
and
being
some
mean.
very serious malevolence.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that's why I like her.
I do too.
Uh,
Really good choice.
Yeah.
Now you're like getting me hyped to see your top 3.
I know. I'm like, okay, this is interesting.
I know.
Yeah, where are you going with this?
It's interesting to see where we overlap and where we don't.
Yeah.
So mine was Yzma. I know. I like, the reason I like Yzma is because she's diabolical, but in a much lighter way. She's not like as
Evil.
hardcore evil. Like it almost kind of seems like you might be able to talk her out of it sometimes.
Yeah.
And also she has one of my favorite lines where she's like, first I'll turn him into a bug, and then I'll put that bug in a box, and I'll put that box in a bigger box.
That box.
And smash it with a hammer!
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, just save on postage.
Yeah,
that
I
has to be
says
like
that.
one of my favorite villain lines.
It
ever.
kind of reminds me a little bit of The Grinch when she says that.
Yeah,
You know?
you're
Yes.
right. But I love Eartha Kitt.
Eartha Kitt's
and
amazing.
I love the way they animated her with like all the wrinkles and the cragginess.
And the food in her teeth.
broccoli.
That part gets me every time.
And it's hilarious. Her delivery is so funny.
Yeah.
I like the little quippy lines that they
And
do back
Kronk
and
is
forth.
like the perfect foil.
Yeah.
Just
they
that she has him around.
Yes, and I love their dynamic. So
Yes.
Yzma is she's
All around.
funny villain,
Yeah.
and she's one you can't help but like her. She's
Yeah.
just funny.
Some people might like her a whole lot. But for now, my number 8 is Mother Gothel
Ooh,
because
yes.
I think she's the perfect blend of humor and malevolence, like you said. And also because Mother Knows Best is one of, to me, the funniest Disney songs that there is.
I love that song.
And I love how she's just so terrible and manipulative, like getting Rapunzel in the mirror with her and be like, oh, look, I see a strong, beautiful woman. Oh, and then there's you. It's so awful and mean, but it
And
does
the fact
make
that
you
she
laugh.
calls her Flower. Because she obviously she's like, oh, I don't see you as you. I see you as my
The
flower.
flower.
Yeah.
And whenever
the source of my
she
power.
says I love you most, she says it to her hair.
Yeah. Talking to the flower.
Well,
Very scary.
that's actually my number 7. So
we were
I'll-
close on that
Yeah,
one.
so
Yeah.
I'll let you go because it's for all those reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. My next one up is Gaston.
Oh,
Gaston
that is so good.
I love.
Yeah.
Again, that really like a lot of most even maybe have Disney villains have their own little hype song kind of.
Yeah.
That song is
And
great.
I love Gaston's song. I love
love
when
that
he's
one.
like, every last inch of he's covered in hair.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
the things he says that
Yes,
he does that are so ridiculous.
yeah, it's so funny. But I love how over the top he is, and I love he has like a great like swagger about him that
Yeah.
is like you've definitely met people like that before who are really arrogant and cocky and swagger. You're just like, oh, go away.
They
please.
nailed his body language in
Yeah,
the animation.
they totally did. It was so good,
And especially to be so early on in animation. Not that it was early on,
But it's like earlier than Pixar.
right, yeah.
Where you could really.
And it's not like computer.
hand-drawn.
Yeah, it's not computer animated.
Yeah, it's not like they did motion capture for
right.
it.
Yeah, they really did nail his body language.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I love Gaston. He's a great villain.
Okay. Well, next I have Skinner from Ratatouille. And
Oh.
I love that he's tiny. I love how like his small facial twitches. And the reason that he made my list is because when he screams Langoine, that alone just
She does that
I
to
love
me.
him, and I love watching him come unhinged and everybody else around thinking that he's crazy. He's hilarious. I thought that he was really funny and diabolical, and just like watching him unravel was so funny for me. So I guess you guys can see humor for me in a villain is something that really gets them on
That's
the
something
list.
that you value in your villain.
Yeah, I do value that in my
Okay, what are we
villain.
on 6?
Yes.
Okay, my number 6 is Ursula.
Ooh.
I chose Ursula because
too.
I love, really?
Yeah, 6
Yeah,
is
me too.
Ursula.
So we all have her as our number 6.
forgot one.
I just like, first of all, I love her songs. And I like
Yes.
Flotsam and
Yeah.
Jetsam.
Yeah.
And she calls
Yes.
them my poopsies, which I
Yeah,
think
she's
is
like,
hilarious.
my baby.
Yeah, I think it's
Yes.
hilarious.
I think it's always funny anytime somebody's really evil that they have something they love so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like that they have something they have a soft spot for is just this like really kind of funny contrast.
juxtaposition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Um,
I love what a diva she is.
Oh,
yeah.
Like I love how she like plops herself down in front of that vanity and she's like, making herself up.
Yes.
And then it's also a little sinister because she's using some kind of
Animal.
sea animal
Well,
to
but you know what's
put on
funny?
her lipstick.
You know
Okay.
that, you know,
When we were little,
when we were little, I
we
still
used-
do it.
we still do this. If you take a crepe myrtle blossom that has not blossomed yet and squish it, the flower comes out. And it looks exactly like what Ursula used.
It does.
And we do,
It's true.
every time I do it, I'm like,
Oh my gosh. That one's good.
yeah, so.
Yeah,
goodness.
also talking about body language, nailed the body language with that, another hand drawn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she's super sassy. Like,
Yeah, she
I love how
is.
sassy she is. Like
And
the way
I-
she moves and
And her
sways.
short hair.
Yeah.
That has its like motion of its own.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, kick it off at number 5.
Okay, my number 5 is Captain Hook.
Yeah.
I like.
That's my number 5.
Really?
Yes.
I like him and Smee's interaction a lot.
Yes,
I
me
love his outfit. I think his costume is amazing. And I also just think that he's like a goofball. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like he tries to be tough, but he's just a big goofball.
Well, that's why I like that he's got all this rage and anger and angst about Peter Pan. And then, but at the same time, he's like, Mr. Smee! He like has kind of like a baby whiny fit.
Yeah.
for
And the
him.
codependence of Smee.
Like Mr. Smee to soothe him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Mr. Smee's so tolerant. He's like, there, Captain.
I
Like, you
know.
need a shade.
Yeah, and he's like, whenever he's trying to convince him to set sail off the island at the beginning, he's like, you need a nice stretch of relaxing pillaging.
He's like, you need a vacation.
Yes.
And I love he's got dress hooks.
I
It's,
know,
like super
that is.
fancy, and I believe isn't it the harpsichord he's playing in it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he doesn't
I
have
wish.
he doesn't have a bad attitude about his hook.
No,
he
he doesn't.
really doesn't.
I wish that more people, I mean, I love seeing people dressed up on Pirate Night on Disney Cruise, and you see a ton of Jack Sparrow, and I think it would be really cool to see somebody do Smee, because that's,
Because
It
he's
was
a pirate that deserves mention.
Yes. Does he count as a villain?
definitely.
Well,
Oh, who?
It's me.
No, I don't think
He's
he's
too
villainous.
sweet.
He's an unwitting villain.
yeah,
He doesn't know.
He just kind of got led astray. He got caught in by the charisma.
Yeah.
And I do like that Captain Hook is so charismatic, where he's
Yeah.
like, when he's doing that proposition to all the Lost Boys, like, hey, join my crew or I'll kill ya.
Yeah.
And he does it in like this very regal almost kind of way.
Like
so,
classic.
We should rank sidekicks.
That's what we should do.
Definitely.
We'll do that next.
Yeah, we'll do
Ranking
that.
sidekicks. This just me might be numero uno.
Okay.
Okay, I feel left out because I put Hades at 5.
Oh, I love Hades.
I love Hades. He's hilarious. Also has Pain and Panic, which he does. It's like that nice juxtaposition because they've got like soft moments, harsh moments. But Hades is funny. He's scary. I love how he's drawn. Great.
I love his fast talking that he does.
Yeah.
His fast talking. He's also humorous. Like has his humorous moments, but he can also still scare you. Which is why he came in at number 5 for me.
Okay.
Love Hades.
My number 4 is Scar.
Me too.
Really, because of Be Prepared. Great, great, great song.
Love that
I love his animation. Everyone else has light colored hair, and he's the only one that has dark colored hair, which I think was a good way to like even just show that he was a villain by the way he looked.
Yeah, and he's kind of scryly looking too.
Yeah, like
where
he's very
Mufasa's like super
thin.
muscular.
Yeah.
And he has green eyes, right? Which they use lime green a lot for villains in the Disney universe.
And I think that he's really funny. Like, I love when Simba comes to see him at the first of the movie. Like, just his attitude towards Simba. I just think he's funny.
We'll never treat Evangeline that way.
No.
You won't plot her death and sing about it?
No. So that's your number 5 too?
Yeah. And Jeremy Irons, which we
Yeah.
talked about earlier. I think that's one of the best, vocal performances
Oh, yeah.
in all of Disney animation.
I think my number 1 vocal performance is Robin Williams, though.
Well, you mean of all time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gone too soon.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see.
Your number
3, Cruella de Vil, I picked.
Yeah.
I love Cruella de Vil because she's so fabulous.
Yeah.
She is fabulous.
She's just like, she's got her fur, and then she's got her like long evening gloves.
Yeah.
And I love like how she's really like skinny and dried up.
Yeah.
And she's got her bones protruding. And
Yeah.
she's just like, but she's thumping around
Yeah.
her.
Minions?
Yeah.
And her crazy eyes.
Yeah. Horace and Jasper, she like thumps them around, and she's like
Yeah.
this really skinny, tiny woman who they're terrified of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do think it's hilarious the way she's like got her cigarette on the, I don't know what those things are called, those long things.
Like
I
the
think
Audrey
it's called
Hepburn thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that's called.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot
Somebody
of people
will
do,
pipe
but-
that or something.
Yeah, but it's she's just so funny. I love like she's like constantly smoking, and her ashes
And
are
doesn't
spreading
listen to
everywhere.
anybody.
Yeah.
Nope. And she is super diabolical.
Yeah.
She
Like
is.
making a dog coat is just unthinkably
When I
terrible.
watched that again as an adult, I was like, oh
You're
my
like,
god.
And the
I
chubby
forget-
Kelly Dalmatian. You're
Legitimately
like, don't do it to
I
him.
know.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're like, that is really
Horrific.
That is legitimately terrible.
I'm
Yeah.
like, who would wear that out in public? You know what I
But
mean?
now
It's like,
Dalmatian
super-
print is a huge thing. It's not real, like.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's a big thing right now.
Yeah, it is.
It's so, but I love how funny she is, and
Yes.
like I said, I love
Yeah.
her sassiness.
Yeah. Okay, my number 3 is Hades. I think I love his sarcasm,
Yeah.
and I like his interaction with Meg.
Yeah.
So, and I think that he never really shows like he's somebody that is obviously evil, but sometimes you can't help but like him.
Yeah,
You know?
because he's charismatic. Again,
And,
yeah,
a lot
when
of
he's
the villains are
interacting-
very charismatic. You get why they could draw people over to their side.
Yeah, and I really like his animation.
And I love when he's talking to the Fates. The
Yeah.
old ladies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's like getting his flirt on with them.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
That's your number
Courtney?
3?
Oh,
Yeah.
Did you get to go for your number 4?
Yeah.
It was
Scar.
4. Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
okay.
You're
I felt
number
like this
3.
was cheap. Okay.
Okay, so my camera overheated, but we're back. We're back.
We're back. Okay.
Scoot in a little.
Yes.
Let's see.
Okay, so we were on Courtney's number 3.
Radigan, Professor Radigan.
That
Let's give him his appropriate title.
Yes, Professor. Okay,
Professor of Evil.
I love him, and I didn't put him on my list.
I can't believe it. Okay, I love Vincent Price.
Yes.
And he's so just delightfully sinister.
Yeah.
And I love how Professor Radigan seems very refined,
Yeah.
but then he goes like full sewer rat at the end,
Yeah.
and it's really scary.
Like feral.
Yeah, and it's like, I remember when I was young watching it and being like, oh my gosh, because I think that's what makes him scarier, is actually like, that he
He's
is very
dynamic.
refined and calm most of the time, and really, kind of calculating in his evil. But then when he gets super mad, he snaps.
Yeah.
And so I think that makes him seem more dangerous.
Also, world's greatest mouse. Rat song.
Oh yes,
So
absolutely
good.
love that
And
song.
Vincent Price, we already
So
talked
funny.
about him.
Yeah, he's
I'm
great.
disappointed in myself that I didn't.
Professor Radigan.
That's why these lists, like, they would just change day to day. Like, I could make this on a different day and it might be completely different.
Yeah.
Also, quick question. Since he's a professor, don't you wonder what it was he used to educate people on?
Yeah.
Evil.
Yeah.
Evil!
Probably
Yeah.
evil.
I'm building evil traps!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a good question. Okay, mine is Dr. Facilier at number 3. And 1, I love his outfit. 2, voodoo
Love
is
it.
something that actually is really scary.
Yes, legit scary.
Very
Yeah.
scary. He has great songs, great vocal performance, and he does have like some funny moments, but also he like, you guys have seen Princess and the Frog. If you haven't, just skip forward a few seconds, but he like does one of the worst things any Disney villain has done.
No, it's like, it actually makes me tear up.
I
every
can't talk
time
about it.
I
When
watch
me and Allee-Sutton watched it, we were like,
Let's just fast forward through when Ray dies. Because
I know,
that
it's
is
so sad.
Yeah.
he
and
read
that-
real well.
Oh my god, I didn't say it.
why would you say that? Okay, whatever, move on.
No, okay, Dr. Facilier was actually my number 2, so I'm gonna jump in here.
Okay, perfect. Yes.
Yes, okay, I love him because he's very charismatic.
Yeah.
And I think he has like a more subtle evilness to him.
Yeah.
Because you could see how maybe he's just kind of doing this thing in New Orleans and you could get lured in like, oh, I'll go have my fortune read.
Yeah,
by
like
the
a
Because you almost
tourist.
think it's kind of like just for fun, like maybe
Yeah,
it's just like
yeah.
a ploy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
That's
obviously
how he
Naveen
lures
does.
his victims in.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I love when the guy's like, clearly this man is a charlatan.
yeah, I love that.
I
Lawrence.
love, Lawrence.
But I love Dr. Facilier because he is so charismatic. I
Yeah.
absolutely love the song Friends on the Other Side. That's
Yeah.
just one of my very favorites. And the bit of animation that they do with that is awesome.
Yeah.
It's so cool. It's very,
Princess and the Frog has amazing, beautiful animation.
it does.
Yes.
And I really love the animation around Dr. Facilier there
Yeah.
where you're like,
Yeah.
whoa, kind of at first you think, oh, he's kind of fun loving. And then you're like, hey, what's going on with this guy?
Yeah,
He
that's when you
seems
know you're like-
he's really wielding some pretty serious evil
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, abort
So-
the mission. But he did lay Ray low.
So we're on number 2.
Yes.
Okay, my number 2 is Yzma, which we already talked about, but I just think she's hilarious. Like,
Yeah.
she's more like mean than evil. Like, I know she tried to
Yeah.
kill
But he kind of had it coming.
but she's more like mean than evil, and I
Yeah.
just think that she's funny. And yes, she takes herself seriously, but there's also a lot of times where like horrible things happen to her, and it's just like
She kind of just is like,
Rolls
rolls
off.
she just kind of she rolls with it. She's like
Double dutching with the kids.
yeah. So
That's just so
yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes.
do. And I love that moment too where she goes to his family, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hotch's
yeah,
family.
Yeah, Pontius family, and she's trying to convince them to
Like, give
tell
her the
Yeah,
information.
give her the information. She's like, I'm his great aunt. They're like, you seem more like our great. And
Yeah.
she's just kind of like,
Yeah, she does take herself seriously, but in a lot of situations she like does just kind of roll with it.
And I think you're supposed to like her because they compare her. You can see how much she and Cusco are like.
Yes,
And like
yeah.
when they are in the diner ordering the same exact thing, you're like, oh my god, it's so funny because you hate them both for the same thing.
Yeah.
But you like them both.
Yeah.
Well, and then you can see her hand that she had in raising him. So
Yeah.
he's been around there forever.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
his advisor. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Who's your number 2?
Wait, she already said it.
yeah, Dr. Facilier.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
number 2. Okay.
What's your number 2?
My number 2 is Maleficent because, yes, beautiful animation, great vocal performance, very scary, scared the crap out of me as a kid.
Yeah.
But
No,
also
Maleficent
beautiful.
is going to mess you up.
Yeah,
she is.
Some
but
of
she's
the-
still like
she's refined.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, Maleficent. She's my number 1 pick.
Oh yeah.
Because the voice acting, Eleanor Ogden,
Yes.
is
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. So sinister, but it's very refined, and I love how most of the time she is super calm. But even though she is really calm and she's she is really beautifully animated with like
Yeah.
her high cheekbones and like the way her eyes slant.
Yeah.
And she's all made up.
Yeah.
But that like anger's right below the surface.
Yeah, and like I said, you don't want to mess with Maleficent.
No. Yeah.
Like she is gonna seriously mess you up. And
Yeah.
then when she, explodes at the end and becomes that dragon,
Dragon.
that's probably that's why I have her as my number one, because I feel like that was the most legitimately evil moment of any Disney movie that I can think of, where she's like, just
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why she
She's
was my number
not-
2.
yeah, like I
Because
said.
she's just such a good classic villain.
oh, she's so good. She's so scary too.
Yeah.
Still
So scary.
She's a really compelling villain, because you're like, what made her so evil?
I
Yeah.
know. A great color palette too.
Yeah.
For that
Okay.
whole film.
That
Mary
movie's
Blair.
beautiful. It's such a pretty
Yeah.
pretty movie.
You're number 1. That's a good number 1
Yeah, that was my
choice.
definitely
Who's
number
your
one.
Jumbo Chiquita.
Oh my
Jumbo Chiquita. I think he is so funny. Jumbo Chiquita is the villain from Lilo and Stitch. He is the one that created Stitch, Experiment 626, and I just think he's so funny.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, he's.
I don't even really think of him as a villain though.
Yeah.
I see where
That's how good of a villain he is.
that's
I
how good he
really,
is.
really like him, and whenever we were making this list, I was like, that's obviously my number 1, just because he is so likable, and
Yeah.
him and his part Pleakley,
Pleakley.
they get into like so much crap.
They're like us. They have like our chemistry where
Yeah.
it's like petty little arguments, but then you're getting along great.
Yeah, and I really like him. I think he's funny, and he always like he'll get really, really mad and then immediately be like, okay.
Yeah, I know. And dude,
He was
Pleakley might be my number 1, and the sidekick thing we do. Here, educate yourself.
That's probably one of I absolutely love that line. He's
Yeah.
like,
So my
I
number 1 is
love that.
Jumbo Chiquita.
good.
Okay, that's a really
fun,
good
That's
one.
a fun one. And
Yeah.
I didn't think about it because I don't even really,
Think of
because he's
him.
so likable. I don't even
Yeah.
think about him as a villain.
Maybe. Well, we're definitely gonna do the sidekicks.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
My number 1 is Yzma.
Oh,
I love everything about Yzma. I love Eartha Kitt. Her voice
Yep.
is incredible and so iconic. And I just think that she's one of the most dynamic villains because she is scary. Like Cruella, she has like the old woman trying to reclaim her youth and like starving herself and being thin and wearing like overly elaborate clothes and really bad mascara and makeup. I love her relationship with Cusco. They have tons of hilarious
And Kronk.
moments. Yeah, and Kronk, that's what I meant. When she's like, huh, yeah, who would have thought?
And I love she's like, why do we even have that?
Yes,
Yeah.
an all-time great line.
I know, that's one reason I love that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's one of the only villains you see after. You
Yeah,
know, after.
yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah.
You know,
And
it's
she
not
gets
like
turned
she
into a little
dies
kitten.
or she's like punished.
Spoiler
or goes-
alert.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it by now, you've had since 2005.
we need to
okay?
we need to put like trigger warnings.
No. But after when she's the cat and Kronk is teaching the squirrel lessons and she's like squeaking. I love
She
that.
like, squeak.
And I
Yeah.
think that I just love her.
Yeah.
You guys had really good lists.
Yes.
Yes.
This
I
is
liked
so
it.
much fun.
Yeah, I know, it was super
I
fun.
know. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch. Let us know what you want to see us do next. We'll definitely be back with the sidekick ranking list. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. We love you, we appreciate you, and we'll see you soon. Bye. Bye.